One of my friends, Nandakumar, always sits on my right. I don't know where he is today. He's somewhere here. One of the services, his wife, they've got 3 siblings. There are 4 people in the house, 4 children. Fantastic family. We grew up together. And his mother, I won't take her name, but they were coming to Bangalore with their dad and mom, 4 small children, on this Bellary Airport Road, before they reached Yelahanka. Early in the morning, there was an accident some 40 years ago. And in that accident, their father died. And in the midnight, the highway robbers came and stole all their belongings. They were shifting their house from another city on a government job. So everything was in the vehicle, completely stolen. Including the jewels they were wearing was stolen, because they were all unconscious. Then when they woke up and started recovering, they don't know where they are. Each person in the house was in a different hospital. They couldn't attend their own father's funeral. It was a very sad story. Finally, they found each other through the help of the police and government agencies, and the government was kind enough to give a job to the mother in the place where the father died. And she began to work. And in the process of recovery, they heard about Jesus. And they decided to welcome Christ in their life. Suddenly, things began to change in their life. After a few weeks or months, she was so sick. And they thought it's over. No one to help them. And she made a prayer. She said, God, keep me alive till my children come from school. Because when they come, there's no one to open the door. Please. There's no food in the house. There's no one to help. Very difficult days. No father. Working hard to somehow, as a single parent, to build the family. 4, growing children. No one to help me, God. As she was crying, saying, God, just keep me alive till my children come home. I just want to make sure I open the door for them because I'm paralyzed. I'm not able to get up. All of a sudden, that same angel came into the room and said, you think you're alone, but I am with you. And you will be well. By the time the children came home and she opened, I'm sorry, I get emotional when I say this. By the time she opened the door, when the children came in, they didn't enter the house. If I remember the story right, they ran. Children saw their mother and ran. They came from school, saw the mother and ran out of the house. Went and called one guy. He's a pastor today. I won't take his name. He was a member in our church that time in Yelahanka. Went to that man's house and said, Uncle, something happened to mom, come. That man came. He and his wife came. They were staying in a place called Betalsur. They came and they saw. They were shocked because that lady's face was glowing like a light bulb. They said, don't worry, this is not bad. Made the children go inside the house. That man came straight to my house and said, Pastor, tonight you have to come and see. You should see what happened to this lady. So my dad went. Her face that night was still bright, physically bright. People in the village were coming and looking at her face. And then we heard the story. The story is an angel of God had visited her. Sometimes God will strengthen you. That's why for me, sometimes I don't like this English formality of traditional churches. My Jesus is more than a book Jesus. He's a real Jesus. In the words of John the Apostle, this Jesus whom we have seen with our eyes, our hands have handled, the word of life.